Hello. On the last one, Ox got poisoned, and we have to figure out who did it. So somehow, for some reason, Dragon's going along with it, and helping us find out who might be the poisoner. We figured it was by a major trinket, mainly snakes, but we don't actually think snake is the culprit. I suspected dog and bunny, based on the hint that Brian gave us. Otherwise, we have no idea. But yeah. So we got information from Dog. We didn't necessarily get information from Bunny. So 1 out of 2, I guess. Anyway, this is the reaction from Dragon. I'd say let's go, because yeah. So, what a waste of time. I still think that pig was acting kind of weird. But maybe that's just how she acts sometimes. I think you're overthinking things. It's best for us to keep looking. Dragon sighed. She drummed her fingers on the nearest cabinet. What's the time looking like? Well, it's definitely the 5th round already. But still a bit more time before the round ends. We have a bit of time to investigate, and after that, we're going to have to come to a choice. You mean about killing someone? You know, if we're wrong, we're just going to commit murder for no reason. Whoa. The person poisoned Ox has to be one of the traitor's personalities, right? It never said anything about a murder, so I don't see why Dragon's jumping the gun. If we do nothing, we're just letting the person take one more step towards their objective. We aren't going to be able to get through this without any violence. We're just going to need to make sure the violence is directed towards the right targets, so there can't be as little, so there can be as little of it as possible. Damn, that's cold-blooded. I don't think you had it in you. How is wanting the fewest number of deaths to occur cold-blooded? Maybe cold-blooded ain't the right word for it. It's pragmatic. It's a very realistic. Take on the situation. I was worried you were going to be the one trying to one of those hippies we need to get everyone out alive types. Well, we were, but there's no saving it at this point. I mean, I would like to if everyone could get out alive. Yeah, well, that ain't happening. Not with the things being like this. I guess you're right. You said we had some more time to investigate, yeah? Alright then, where should we go? To Tiger. Yeah, because we know that the other two aren't going to have the traitor's personalities. How about we go talk to Tiger? She might have something useful to say. It might be the word focus on, but sure, I don't got any better ideas, why not? We're in agreement then. With a target in mind, we left to talk to Tiger. After a bit, we ran into her on the 2nd floor. She was searching the classroom all by herself. Mouse and Dragon. Great to see you two. How's the trinket search going? It could be going better. I'm sure it will be. By the way, not that I mind the visit, but is there a reason you two are here? Hold on a second. Tiger, where's Snake and Rooster? Oh, those two? They're searching the classroom next door. So you're not all staying as a group? We're mostly staying as a group. But everyone needs a bit of space, you know? I don't think we need 3 people all to search the same room. But there's a reason that... You know what? Never mind. Getting back to what I came here to say, I have I have to ask you something, Tiger. There is... do you know anything about Kavka's toxin? Tiger's face went blank with confusion. A single phrase, and I could tell she didn't know what we were talking about. Figures. Well, even if that was a dead end, there was actually 2 avenues to try and explore. You know what? Bad question, forget I asked. Okie dokie, forgotten. I think she's pretending. What I really wanted to ask you is if you know anything about corruption. Corruption? Well, the reason to believe there was some foul play involved somewhere in the case against Brian's dad. Do you know anything about that? Foul play? I don't think... I don't know much about that. Are you talking about the events that before Brian's dad became a murderer, or about the trial was how the trial was handled? Either? Both? We're not really sure. That's pretty vague, Mouse. I know, I'm sorry. I was pretty uninvolved in all that stuff. If I had to say anything, I guess I'd say you'd look at the chief prosecutor. I actually had a bit of a legal trouble in the past. I met with the chief prosecutor, and let me tell you, that lady was furious. The chief prosecutor pretty much has a complete authority over all criminal trial matters, prosecution aside. I would think it was, if there was foul play, it would be something to do with that. Oh, but you're a law student, aren't you, Mouse? So I guess that's pretty much old news to you. It's still nice to hear. You were in trouble with the law? Seriously? I know, crazy story. Definitely a once-in-a-lifetime experience. Good thing one of my friends is good with the chief of police. That's really smooth things out. Ooh, is Tiger and Dog friends? Chief of police? What does that have to do with anything? You don't know? Chief of police and the chief prosecutor and the chief of police are incredibly close. It's beyond a working relationship. I think they're close friends or something. Anything the chief of police wants, the chief of prosecutor can handle, and vice versa. That sounds like corruption. Of course it's corruption. I think it's nice to be loyal to your friends. Anyway, I know this was all pretty useless, but it's the best I can say. I actually think it was pretty helpful, Tiger. Thanks for talking. No problem. If you mind me asking why you're trying to figure this out, let's just say it's a pretty immediate need to sort this out stuff. Until we can clear some stuff up, our minor trinket hunt is gone on to have to be put on ice. On ice? There's ice involved? Are you afraid of the cold? It's an expression, moron. Oh, right. God, are you all muscle Renza? Whatever. Come on, Mouse, we're done here. Thanks for the info, Tiger. Good luck on your search for the minor trinkets. Good luck for the search of whatever you're searching for. And like that, Dragon and I returned to the classroom. We go for what a waste of time. I don't think so. What, did Tiger talk about the chief prosecutor really opening her eyes? It might have. At any rate, I don't know about the connection between her and the chief of police. That could be relevant, maybe. Man, who would have thought Tiger had legal troubles in her past? It's not surprising. I wonder what it's all about. Who knows? Crazy. Dragon rolled her neck. After zoning out a couple of seconds, she looked back at me. So what now? We're running out of time now. I'm not sure we have more time to investigate. At that moment, Ox entered the room. Ah, found you two. That's convenient. Ox, would you mind joining me in the cafeteria as soon as you can? I'm trying to gather the whole group. Sure thing. If you haven't, input your actions for this round. I'm not sure how long the meeting will last, but it might go on through the end of the round. Cool. How are you doing with the whole poison front? I've made some progress on that front. There's a partial solution. What do you mean? We'll talk about it in the cafeteria. And without another word, he left. That was odd. Agreed. Let's put in our actions and for this round and go join the group of the others. Got it. And we did just that. As usual, we pressed run. Then I went to the cafeteria with Dragon. Dog, bunny, pig, horse and sheep, and monkey were all there. That's 4 out of 5 of our options, and was it 4 out of 5? No, because it was a tiger and snake as well, so it's 3 out of 5. I'm stupid. Separate from the group, Ox stood. Mouse, Dragon, how kind of you to join us here. Oh, don't mention it at all. Can't help but notice we're missing some people. I wasn't able to locate Snake's group in a quick fashion. However, I believe this should be enough. So what are we doing here? Ask him. Horse gestured to Ox. He clearly is the one running the show. Right. Ox, I don't mean to be pushy, but could you tell us why we gathered us here? First off, I thought we all agreed to meet up at this cafeteria anyways. Alright, we did say that. I'm sorry, I kind of forgot. We did too. Totally slipped our minds. Whoops, how clumsy. Whatever. As many as you know, a trinket has been used on me. At the end of this round, I will be executed. No! However, I can still survive if I find out who poisoned me. Really? How are you even possibly going to figure out who poisoned you? Do you already know? Are you psychic? Ox breathed a sigh of heavy responsibility. I have spent much of my life acting as a leader, a reformer. Even back in middle school, I turned my class of delinquents into model students. I grew up in a rough part of Hightower. I saw how out of control it was, and that's why I became a prosecutor. By helping the shape of the judgmental system, I could help control the society. It's admittedly hard and an uneven job. Control is a difficult thing to maintain. But that has to be maintained, or else people will fall to their vices. That's just the natural progression of things. With that in mind, I will now be taking control of this group. Fair enough. As Ox said, he pulled out a pistol with a silencer. Whoa. What the hell? Where did you get that? On the second floor, there's a hidden... It was hidden particularly well in one of the classrooms. It is disturbing to me that I was able to find it. It makes me worry what else may be stored in this building. However, none of that particularly matters at this point. After all, a mere pistol elevates me to being the biggest threat in the room. What are you going to do with that? Perhaps this is selfish of me, however, I do not wish to die yet. If I can live by killing my poisoner, then that's what I shall do. So then, let's begin. Ox, hold on a minute. Do you know who poisoned you? Admittedly, it's not clear to me yet, but on the culprit's identity, well, I think that's something. But I'm not sure how helpful it will be. Just hear me out. Go for it. So I tried to investigate who poisoned you. Dragon and I did. In particular, I tried looking for what Brian meant by when he was talking about a tool of corruption. He said your death could come by the one who helped a malicious cover-up. He called it ironic, which I thought was particularly strange word choice. How could something like that be ironic? And then it was a dancing word involved there. Your death will be caused by the one. Why not you were killed by? What are we talking about, Mouse? As investigator, I found out many interesting things. For one, I heard that the Chief of Police, Chief Bowen, wanted to close the case quickly without incident no matter what. That he did. I don't know what about you, but that sounds pretty fishy to me. I also heard that Chief of Police and the Chief Prosecutor are very close. Close to the point they'd cover for each other. I'm not supposed to lend credence to such rumour. However, I cannot deny the rumours per se. Anyways, that's when it clicked with me. I recognise why Brian called that person a tool of corruption. Because they weren't the ringleader. They were someone used in a larger scheme. They were you, Ox. What? In a grander scheme of things, you're fairly young for a prosecutor, Ox. And this case happened a few years ago. So how did such a fresh-faced prosecutor land to lead prosecuting role in a fairly high-profile murder trial? Well, I showed quite a lot of promise in my very young age. On top of my ego talking, known as in the real world gives a crap about all that. How would you all know? You're still a student. Ox, I hate to tell you this, but you were chosen because you were easily controlled. You were naive and inexperienced enough that the chief prosecutor was easily able to rig a trial in your favour without you even noticing. What? There's no way that's true. Why would the trial even be rigged? Everything pointed towards Morris. Exactly. I haven't heard of a single case which reached a trial with a plea bargain that was such an open and shut case. To fight something like this, it's always because of the defense sees weakness in the prosecution's case. and my father was not dumped defense attorney. So how was everything smoothed over so well? I don't know, but that doesn't mean I did anything wrong. Ox, I didn't claim to know what's really going on that trial. However, there is something fishy about it. Like it or not, you helped cover it up. It can't be. Ox's face flushed with anguish. I felt bad, but it was the truth. But wait, you're saying Brian said that the poisoner was the tool of corruption. And now you're saying that it's Ox? It doesn't make much sense. Hold on, I didn't say exact... Brian could have been speaking metaphorically. Could be. Say it. Do we even know what Ox is? How? What? Sorry. Do we even know that Ox is poison? God damn it, Bunny, you're gonna get yourself shot. What? I'm just saying no one else saw the announcement on your tablet. Bunny began to approach Ox. What if this whole thing was just a ploy to camouflage your real intention of killing us all one by one until it's too late? That's not true. Really? Then, what was your plan if Mouse didn't have this big explanation? I don't see how that is a relevant question. I'd call it a supremely relevant question. The two were merely, the two were really in each other's faces now. And then, I heard snickering. Turned around to see Dog holding back his laughter to himself. What was he doing? Did he know? Okay. Force from behind came. Not a force, but a bullet. Oh, I was dead now. How strange. 3 of Hearts. The Jade Emperor's hint is a very informative and correctly interpreted. However, they aren't actually that helpful. If Mouse doesn't actually know who the poisoner is, they may do more mislead the group than unify it. Okay then. Well, let's go back to this group, and then we'll try and solve this out. Because we know that Dog has information. We don't think Bunny does. We know Tiger does. So, Dog. Oh, and then obviously 6, unless this changes. Higher. Then we go with Tiger. And I'd say that the last option should be... Alright, we know it's not... so let's go with Sheep. How about we talking with Sheep? Sheep? What on earth is the use of talking about someone like her? Sheep is very honest. I don't see what she'll try and hide anything. And if she was also Amadeus Bo's secretary... Right, if there was a shady business going on with him, she'd probably be the first one to know. I think it's a very decent place to try and poke around. Well, you're the one calling the shots. Fine. We'll do talk to Sheep. Great, thanks. And with that, and that decided, the two of them began to search for Sheep. Didn't take long. Well, actually, what if, because Ox brought those people there, so what if those are the people who we needed to talk to? I guess we'll see if we get the 2 of Hearts again. We quickly move around searching the classrooms, the first floor with Horse and Monkey. Mouse Dragon, what are you two doing here? Hi Sheep, Horse, Monkey, hello there. I echo Sheep's question. What are you two doing here? Watch with the attitude, would you? You're lecturing me about attitude? Would you two knock it off? Dragon and I are just here to ask some questions. Ask whatever you would like. First of all, do any of you know anything about Kavka's toxin? 3 of them, the 3 blank looks immediately told me I was barking up the wrong tree. You know what, forget it. Wait, I want to know what you're talking about. Trust me, you don't. How about this? Do any of you know anything about corruption involving Amadeus Bowen and the trial of Mr. Morris? This question actually provoked some interesting reactions. Corruption? I must apologize, but I do not personally know anything regarding that matter. However, speaking as Brian's therapist, I can say he certainly believed things were not right regarding the trial of his father. I suppose this is breaking patient-client confidentiality, but these circumstances warrant this, I would imagine. Indeed they do. Brian would often go on how things went right with his father's arrest and execution. He was convinced there was something wrong, more to it. I will admit there's some things seemingly happened more speedily than they would normally. However, there's no evidence to suggest that there was a result for any malice. This evidence of his father's guilt was plain as day. Brian was just never able to accept this. I feel his pain. Many boys idolize their father. A father's words can be deeply ingrained in a young boy's psyche, permeating their conscience. If Brian's father earnestly told Brian that he was innocent, it's likely Brian would believe it no matter what. What an irresponsible father, leaving his son in that state. It must have been rough for Brian to go through so much at such a young age. When a family member dies, when you're young, it can definitely affect how you live your life. Alright, but what about you, sheep? Me, I don't. What do you know about corruption? Corruption? Oh, right, yes, corruption. I know I shouldn't speak ill of the dead, but Mr. Bowen wasn't exactly, there were a lot of bad rumours about him. Some, which may have been true. He was a very powerful man with many famous connections. But some say he got those connections through a creative use of leverage, so blackmail. I can't say anything to that nature, but nothing I learned from my position would exactly refute those allegations. He definitely had a lot of enemies. Oh, but that's not to say that Morris isn't the killer. Morris had a deep amount of resentment for Bowen and the way he ran things. The two would often get into arguments. It's clear that from the case that Morris had to be the killer. I mean, I wasn't there the whole time, but and Morris was only the one who met with Bowen during the time of death. I don't think the trial was in any way corrupt, if that's what you're asking. I can't speak much of this. I was only a minor witness in this case. I have very little involvement with either man. Okay then. Well, this is very useful to hear. Thank you for sharing. No problem. You still haven't told us why you came to ask these questions. Anyway, why are you not with docs? Okay, see you guys later. Like that, I grabbed Dragon's wrist and walked away. Despite Dragon's protest, I didn't stop walking until we got back to the classroom where we came from. Would you let go of me? Christ, you got a grip. Who do you think you are to grab me and walk like that? Oh, relax. Anyway, I would like to say that was very fruitful for interrogation. We got plenty of information out of on Amadeus Bowen, really. Personally, I didn't hear anything I didn't already pretty much know. This definitely wasn't anything I'd call particularly game-changing in all that. Well, I have to agree and disagree then. I guess. Dragon leaned against the wall. Zodiac. Okay, back to here. Let's see if we get... No, we don't. We don't get any... Okay, so maybe we'd have to talk to Snake. Or we... yeah. Yeah, so... Dog. Let's go dog, bunny, and snake. Higher, because I don't think anyone else gave us a choice between dog and bunny. So, bunny. Like the rooms that you looked in, Spanish classroom and second floor. We've looked through there, and there was a French and German classroom. You also looked in some of the offices here in the third floor. and we've been looking through the student comms as well. I'd have to say that we're making good progress. What about you, Pig? Yes, we definitely have. Found anything yet? Unfortunately, we've yet to strike anything useful. Yeah, you'd think we'd have at least found something by now. Weirder. Yes, we did. Weird indeed. Alright, well, thanks for talking to us, I guess. Let's get anything important. Will do. No, is that really it? I want to check something. Second forward dragon. We're in the Spanish classroom. What are we doing here? Pig was acting super conspicuously through our conversation, then she blurted out this classroom. I wonder what. I wonder. We went and searched through the classroom and found anything suspicious before too long I found it. Here it is. What? A safe. A poorly hidden safe with some textbooks I pulled out from a small cheap looking safe. Obviously it was locked with a passcode, but it didn't matter to me. Nearly finding the safe was enough. Come on, let's go. But we just found a safe. It's probably won't be anything in there anyways. I walked with Dragon back to the classroom when we started at... Okay, cool. When we got there, Dragon had a question. What was that about? Bunny and Pig lied. They said they hadn't found anything, and yet they were locked up safely, poorly hidden. They've searched. There's no way that group of 3 misses that. Why would they lie to us like that? I can think of one reason. Then you think, in likelihood, that's what happened. Okay. Still, I think there's a more story than we need to find out. Brian's words are predicted. Okay, cool. I think this will be the good chance to go back to Tiger, maybe. Okay, yeah. Inside, yeah. Oh, is this? Okay, cool. And we'll go back to Tiger and see if this is the correct combination. Then don't worry. I know everything. Well, that seems a bit high. Well, that seems like a bit like hyperbole. Everything. Okay then. Now I'll help explain. There you have the floor. Thank you. So I tried to investigate who could have poisoned you. Dragon and I did. Yeah, this is new. In particular, I tried looking into what Brian meant by the person tool of corruption. He said your death would come from the one who helped with malicious cover-up. And he called it ironic, though it's a particularly strange word to me. How come he didn't? How come it be something like ironic? And there was a lot of distancing words involved there. Your death will be caused by the one. Why not? You were killed by. What are you getting at, Mouse? As an investigator, I found some interesting things. For one, the Chief of Police and Chief Bowen wanted to close the case quickly and without incident. Okay, they did. I don't know what you think, but it sounds pretty fishy to me. I also heard that Chief of Police and Chief Prosecutor were very close. Close to the point where they covered each other. Okay, cool. This is... Yeah. Yeah. The bring meter, larger the scheme. UOX, okay, cool. Let's come on, let's get to the new information, please. Chief, rigged trial, everything noticing, what? Cool. Open and shut case. Okay, and, what's fishy about? It's not like I'm not, they helped you cover it up, it can't be. Oxfish, flushed with anguish, felt the truth. But wait, what, then why did Brian say he'd be killed by... Why did Brian say he'd be killed by himself? No, that's not what he said. Brian is saying that it'd be Ox's fault. Ox's potential killer, however, is someone entirely different. That would be the poisoner, and I know who it is. For real? Bunny and Pig, you two told me your group had searched. Would you agree those searches were fairly comprehensive? Mostly, yeah. I'd like to say we did a fair job there. Then I assume you stumbled across a locked safe in the Spanish classroom then. Locked safe? Oh, that locked safe. Yeah, we tried to crack it, but we just had no clues or how to open it. Ultimately, we just dismissed it as a red herring. No, you didn't. There's no way you thought a locked safe was a red herring. You know what I think? What? I think that you already opened that safe. I think that you found Snake's major trinket in it and you poisoned the other participant. And then I think you relocked the safe and you poisoned Ox. Well, that's ridiculous, Mouse. We searched the room as a group. If I did something like that, surely Pig or Dog would have seen it. Oh, but they did. That's why you're keeping at Pig's arm's reach at all time. Right? Because you're threatening her to keep quiet or else you stab her with a knife. Ridiculous. You've got the victorious personality, right? You're the type who can win with 2 other people. That's what you promised Pig and Dog if they cooperated, right? Such wild theories. Ox, Pig has a gun right now. If Bunny tries anything, he'll be shot. Tell us what is he threatening you? He is, he totally is. Bunny is a Dritz personality and he poisoned Ox. And he told me that if I said a word, he'd stab me with his knife, and I wasn't scared, but he promised. Okay, we get it, just... Well, what do you have to say anything about that, Bunny? Okay, maybe I have a trait of personality, but I wasn't the poisoner. Wait, what? I made Pig use Kavka's poison. She's the one who activated the major trinket, and so she's the one who needs to die if Ox wants to live. That's totally untrue. Think about it, why would I bother going through with that? He knew he'd be the dead one way or the other if he was caught anyways. That's a nonsense claim. I did it so you'd finally be on board. Don't try and wheeze your way out of this. Or do you want to die? Do you want Ox to die? I don't want him to die. So you admit you're lying and trying to kill Ox to save yourself. What? No, that's not what I meant. Okay, I have a confession to make. I pressed the button. That's right, it was me. So just put the bullet through my head and we'll be done with this. This is certainly turned out to be unpredictable. What should we do, Mouse? I'm believing Pig. I don't know why Bunny expects us to trust him, but we'd be crazy too. He's obviously coming up with something, some stories we can think of to fight of it. Blame. I'm inclined to agree with you, Mouse. There's absolutely no guarantee anything coming out of his mouth is the truth. It's entirely possible he's saying whatever he can think of to delay his death by slaying us. That's not the case, I swear. It totally is. I'm telling you, I'm the poisoner. Dog, I have a hard time understanding why you went along with all this in the first place. Why me? Seems like someone. Sorry, pardon. What? Seemed like something to do. The hell's your reasoning? You've got the other trait of personality, don't you? Oh no, you've caught me. Would you shut up, Dog? Think about it, Ox. You're going to kill me either way, right? Of course you are. You can't let someone with my personality survive. So why would I bother lying to you right now? Obviously, the only reason is so that I could atone by saving you. You're right. I'm going to kill you either way. Ox held the gun to Bunny's head and fired it right between his eyes. I immediately turned away, but I could hear that his body hit the floor. People scream. Ox turned to Dog and fired again. Definitely silence and slurping. Oh, that's because he has to drink it. Oh, Ox is drinking the bunny's blood. That was what I had to do, wasn't it? God, that's disgusting. God damn it. Hopefully that you do it. That was horrible. Oh, that's gruesome. How can it be such a thing with a straight face? Just like that, he stopped speaking. No, it's more, he couldn't get the words out. All of a sudden, his face started turning to a strange colour. Wait a minute, he's being executed. Wow, really? I looked over the television, and sure enough, at the end of the round, announcements were played. Wait, Ox drank Bunny's blood. Why is he dying? Because it was Pig. I'm sorry, Ox. Pig had tears in her eyes. I'm so sorry. I promise I'll make it up to you somehow. How can you poison, you pig? You pig, it never said they had to kill them. It just had to drink the blood. All I had to take was just like a small nick of the skin. pig. What have you done? What was I supposed to do, Mouse? It was him or me. Was I really supposed to not try and survive? That's all my words. Try and save 0%. To save Ox, 0%. Okay. For nothing. Pig, in her attempt to save her own skin, lied through her teeth. And because of that, Ox died in her place. Ox, the person who had supported me through the hellscape of the very beginning, had died, and there was nothing I could do about it. With that settled and rest, the race went on fairly plain. Dog and Bunny turned out to be the ones with the leading personalities, so there wasn't any need to be suspicious of one another. We only need to find a total of 9 trinkets with those 3 dead, so we can reach out the main goal faster. After that, we all just use the trinkets each round and escape this group. It should have been a happy ending. 9 of us got out alive. No, it wasn't a happy ending, was it? I felt so cold. It was so. It was hard for the event. It was hard for the events involving Pig and Ox to sit right with me. So for the rest of the race, I kept my distance from the other members. And even after we all had escaped, I determined not to talk with any of the others ever again. In the end, Tiger, Snake, Dragon, Horse, Sheep, Monkey, Rooster, Pig, and myself got out alive, but Bunny, Dog, and Ox died. And I couldn't help but wonder if I could have a be happy with this ending. Ace of 3 of spades. If someone else with a deviant personality gets their hands on the Kavka toxin, they will start by targeting a perceived threat. In this case, that would be Ox. However, Mouse may be able to determine the identity of the poisoner despite confusing interference. In that case, the deaths presented in this version of the race will be minimal. Fortunately, they will not go on the right deaths, so we search for another path. Well, that's unfortunate. So I'm gonna. We'll go back here. We'll set up all the information, and then we'll call it there, and we'll find out what happens when we shoot Pig next time. Because I'm unhappy with Pig being the liar. She could have just been honest, got shot in the shoulder or something. You know. So yeah. So victorious for Bunny, defeated for Dog. There we go. There we go. And then Tiger. Cool. And then we just skip through everything again. And we will save it here. See you all next time. Bye.